Happy Wednesday! We have sunshine out. Colder than the Dickens, but we got sunshine out. So, and when there's sunshine, it's the perfect time to go out and look at homes. Is that not right?
That's true.
Yeah. So, welcome to Breakfast with Bev this morning. I am Bev Curtis with Bev & Co. And voila, this is our buyer's agent,
Dan Fowler.
Dan Fowler. And so this morning we're going to be talking to you guys about why do you need a good buyer's agent? And so our team a while back has kind of contemplated, adding and growing to our team and what is kind of the next step in building our process and our team model. And so a buyer's agent for us was the next kind of piece to our team mix. And lo and behold, Dan kind of surfaced. Actually, I've known Dan now for 25 years, probably,
25
somewhere
years.
in that neighborhood.
And we're both still alive.
And we're both still alive. And we can both still talk about it. We got some crazy stories we could talk about from years ago. But with that being said, Dan's going to kind of share with us 3 reasons why we feel like having a good buyer's agent is to your advantage.
Well, thank you. And it's good to be here. I feel official because it's my first breakfast with Bev.
There you go.
So I'm happy
No
to be
breakfast
here.
this weekend. I got my drink, but no breakfast. Sorry.
So I think right off the bat, one of the first ones is that the majority of the time is there's no fees for if you have a buyer's agent and you're represented with that person, that you're not paying the fees the majority of the time. Those fees are generally paid by the seller. So that is a big one to consider. So it's almost a free service. So the second one I think is you have somebody that gets to know you. And wants to learn about what you're looking at, what's important in a house, what's not important, what you're looking for, the location. When you bounce around to just listing agents, they don't get to know you as much and know what you want. And
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So it's a little easier. I have found it for me in the buyers that I'm working with that it's been nice that I can do the kind of the heavy lifting for them. And sift through several things and then say, okay, I think we've got what you want here. And I think that's been helps them do the process a little easier.
And I think just options, because I think a lot of people just think that, agents just show properties that are only listed in the MLS.
Right.
And we actually seek out all different avenues. I mean, if we have a client that we know that might be having something to sell, we reach out to them to get a one-time showing. If we know that there's a for sale by owner that's a good match for somebody, we can reach out to that for sale by owner. I mean, there's, if it's like an investor that we know that's got a property, I mean, there's all different avenues that we're kind of searching through our little electronic file system, so to speak, of who all are our connections that has possible listings that match up for our buyers. So you might miss the perfect home because you don't have somebody in your corner that's really digging to try to find what you're looking for.
Yeah, and my buyers have really appreciated that, of being able to bring that. Because, the buyers can go out there and they can look at Zillow, they can look at Realtor.com, they can do their own homework, but what they have found of value is bringing something in that they absolutely knew nothing about or knew that it was going to be coming on the market. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
And I think the third one, and this is maybe as important as any of them, is the negotiation process.
Oh, I would agree.
And so, because let's face it, if you are trying to negotiate with the listing agent, their client is the seller. Okay, and so I understand that's where their loyalty is going to lie. So we know that right up front. So being able to have somebody negotiate for you and especially then when it comes to inspections and being able to navigate you through all the inspections and get you through all the hurdles and the financing. So that negotiating process is about as important as any of them.
Well, and a good buyer's agent's duty is truly to do a market analysis for that client to actually size up, is the pricing correct? Because sometimes it's also for the buyer's agent to reaffirm that maybe where the listing is priced at is really accurate, that it's probably priced very fairly, or it could be on the high side, or whatever the case might be. Some of the other things too, I think, is just like you said, what inspections to get on a home. Does it have a wood-burning fireplace? Is it sitting in a older neighborhood where it's maybe has older sewer lines and things that might need to be scoped or things of that nature? What's the condition of the roof? Has it been checked for radon? It definitely needs to be checked for termites. All of those things that maybe one would not think about. And probably the two that I've ran across most of the time that people do not think about is scoping the sewer lines, because it's something that you just physically don't see, and you flush that toilet and think everything is fine till you do a load of laundry and things starts backing up. And then I think the other thing too is radon, because it's something that you don't smell, you don't see. It's something that's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. And so those are two biggies, I think, in our area. So anyway, so from a buyer's agent perspective, I think those are three key points as far as when you're talking agency and how you want to be represented. You know, if you really want somebody that's an advocate for you in your corner, a buyer's agent is definitely the way to go.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for joining us this morning on Breakfast with Bev. We greatly appreciate it. And if you are thinking about making a move and need to find that perfect home or investment property or raw land to build or want new construction, think Bev and Company. So Dan is our newest member, and he's in the trenches every day looking at homes and showing, and he can certainly dig out the right home for you guys. So thanks for joining in, and we will see you next week.
Thanks.